and welcome to Season 4 of the Nina Blanco podcast. How exciting. We are into a new year, 2025. We're into a new season, Season 4 of the Nina Blanco podcast. And happy birthday to the podcast, turning 3 years old. I got a little wonky with the seasons there. But turning 3 years old since I've been doing this podcast, which is crazy. But at the same time, I feel like 3 years is nothing. So that's just really cool. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following along. And welcome to Season 4 of the Nina Blanco podcast. We're going to keep it going with the Breakfast Burrito Friday song. You know what it is. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Get your burrito. Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Get your breakfast burrito. It's Breakfast Burrito Friday. Keeping it going with Breakfast Burrito Friday. It is special, near and dear to my heart to celebrate Breakfast Burrito Friday. Make sure you grab yourself a breakfast burrito because you made it through the first week of 2025. Oh, we're going to talk about 2025, but I'm going to give you a little December wrap up since it's been a couple of weeks since I've talked to you. I did go to St. Louis. We drove, it was like 12 and a half, 13 hours from Colorado, Denver to the St. Louis area where Matt's mom lives, and that's where we spent Christmas with the whole fam. It was so nice. It was so lovely. It was cute. Let's start off with the drive there. Kind of blows. That drive is hard. It's a tough drive just because like you're driving through Kansas mostly, and there's nothing to look at all. And so it's kind of a boring drive. It's a struggle to stay awake sometimes. You just smell cow poo in the air, and you're bombarded with like Jesus billboards and anti-abortion billboards, and you're just like, oh, Kansas, bro. Oh, God. Anyway, the drive was more terrible only because of my dog, Bowie. We love Bowie. Bowie has turned into such a good dog. Matt and I were just talking about it last night. He really has turned into a really, really good dog. We're so proud of him. He has just made a lot of progress since we first brought him home. He was kind of a terror when we first brought him home, but he's such a good dog now, except for when he's in the freaking car. Oh my goodness. He was so bad in the car. He doesn't love car rides. He never has. He's never been really great in the car. He wants to like always kind of be up front, and obviously he can't do that. It's not safe. He's a big dog. We need to keep him in the back. So we got this like net situation along with the car hammock to keep him in the back so he couldn't go to the front, and he didn't like that, and he was just crying nearly the entire 13-hour drive, crying, howling, pawing at it was a struggle, dude. So in terms of staying awake through Kansas, we were able to stay awake just because we were fighting with Bowie the whole time. And I did try to drug him up a little bit. You know, I've tried to look up online solutions and whatever. We've tried CBD little dog treats and stuff for him. Those worked okay, but he still was just very whiny, and so we're like, let's try Dramamine. It's supposed to make him a little sleepy and help with car sickness, so maybe he's feeling car sick, and so we tried Dramamine, and it just really didn't do anything. And so, I don't know. I had a bunch of people message me on Instagram potential solutions that I think I'm just basically gonna have to go to the vet. I'm gonna have to go to the vet, explain the whole car situation, and they're gonna give me the good. They're gonna give me those good drugs to calm him down, knock him out a little bit, because it's just really bad. And I know that's not going to be the last time we take that road trip. So Bowie needs to figure it out in the car. It was really, really bad. But once we got there, it was nice. It was so nice. They had, the house decorated for Christmas. Matt's mom had activities ready for us. She had dinner ideas ready for us. She already gone shopping for everything, so we didn't have to leave the house. We could just stay there and chill and cook and chat and spend time together and do Christmas. And it was so, so lovely. She did an incredible job. So thank you to my mother-in-law for hosting Christmas. It was really, really nice. And on Christmas, obviously, it was a big event because we had to watch the Beyonce Bowl. Oh, yes. She did the halftime show for, I don't even care, whichever of the NFL games on Christmas. And she did the halftime show, and it was so good. It was so Cowboy Carter. I'm going to talk about Beyonce here for a little bit, so get over it. But her album, Cowboy Carter, since listening to it last year, all year long, at first I was like, country, I understand why she's doing this country thing to make a point, but also I don't love country, so we're gonna see how much I even love this album. But of course I'm gonna support her and I'm gonna take a listen. So the album was released, and when she released it, I was pleasantly surprised because like she said, it's not a country album, it's a Beyonce album. And that is just so, so true, because some parts of it were a little country, but she always added her Beyonce twist to it. And at the second half of the album, it was just full-blown Beyonce and book it. It's so good. It's so good. So anyway, the Beyonce Bowl, she basically did that entire album in one 13-minute performance. It was 13 minutes long, lots of transitions, and it was so good. It was like Cowboy Carter world came to life in this 13-minute performance, which obviously that was the goal, and I thought she did a great job at that. I was texting my other Beyonce-obsessed cousin, and he was like, what did you think? And I was like, oh my God, no, it's perfection. It was so good. It was so Cowboy Carter. I don't know how else to explain it, because listening to the album, visualizing potentially what a music video would look like for each of the songs on this album, it was that's what it was in this performance. And just the song transitions and the dancers and the drum line and Shabuzi and Post Malone, and it was just so good. So I obviously loved it, and thank you Netflix and Beyonce for turning it into a 13-minute special on Netflix, because I've watched it, I'm not gonna fucking lie, dude, 15 times already since Christmas, which that's actually a low number, so you should be proud of me for only watching it 15 times. I do get emotional when I watch it. I do. Almost every time. We have a really big TV in our living room area, and Matt just upgraded our speaker system. He's very proud of his speakers. I think it's stupid, but watching the Beyonce Bowl with these speakers, surround sound on this giant screen in front of me, I'm volume up, and the walls are shaking. I'm watching, and I'm just so into it that I start to cry. I cry at concerts, dude. I get I'm gonna cry right now. I just get excited and emotional. And when I get overly excited, I just can't help but burst into tears. I'm a crier in that way. I cry when I argue. I cry when I'm excited. I just freaking cry, dude. And watching the Beyonce Bowl is no different. But yeah. Obviously, that was a huge highlight for my Christmas. When we were watching it, I don't know, Matt's parents had some friends over, which was great. It's lovely to share Christmas dinner with some friends. And I told them, I was like, hi, I don't really know you guys, but Beyonce is on tonight, and it's a really big deal. So I'm glad you're here. Merry Christmas. We're going to enjoy this lovely dinner. And afterwards, when Beyonce comes on, I need everyone to respectfully shut up, and I'm gonna turn it on and the volume is going up. And they were like, oh, okay, no problem. Good to meet you. So everyone actually loved that. They respected that. They're like, yeah, Nina, this is your time. Watch it, girl. And I'm just sitting there trying not to cry in front of everyone. So I didn't get to emotionally take it in the first time I watched, because I was trying to play it cool around all these other people who just did not give a damn. But I'm still getting my emotionalness out of it and watching it over and over and over again. So I'm just glad Netflix turned it into a special. Thank you. 2025, oh my gosh, off to a great start. Sarcasm. We heard, Happy New Year. New Year's is fun. New Year's for me has been less fun out of my 20s. It's just kind of like, you stay home. We usually cook a really nice dinner, which is what we did. And we don't go out necessarily. We went out after dinner one time and like just went to a bar, and like we just felt awkward, and it was just like really jam-packed, hard to get a drink, the whole thing, and so I just don't know if that's for us anymore. But I was at the same time kind of bummed that we were doing another New Year's at home. So I think next year for New Year's, hopefully I'm going to try to plan ahead a little bit more and like go to a New Year's party. I want to go to a New Year's party, like a hotel party type of situation. I've done that before. I know that they host them. I think maybe there's one at Union Station in Denver. That sounds like it could be fun. They do it for Halloween. Why wouldn't they do it for New Year's? You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe a casino or something. But I think next year I do want to do something, but I'm not going to go out to the bars. I need a party. I need something planned out, situated. So yeah, 2025 was very low key at home. And then the next morning, we all woke up to some terrifying news in New Orleans that during New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street, someone drove their car into a crowd of people. 10 people were killed. I think it was 35 injured. And it's being looked at a potential terrorist attack. I don't know all the details on that, but how awful. And I was thinking about this in December because there was a story in Germany for December. Christkindl market is huge, in major cities. And obviously that started in Germany. And in Germany, there was a Christkindl market, of course, regular celebrations, lots of people. And it was kind of the same thing. Someone drove their car into a crowd and some people died. And I'm like, how terrible, put yourself in that situation. That could have been anyone. That could have been me. That could have been you. Going to the Christkindl market is a lot of fun. It is something for the community to come out and enjoy and just, spread that holiday cheer and something to do. And anyone could be there. And it's just so awful that these types of things happen in the world. And the fact that it happened in December in Germany at a Christkindl market, that's huge. The fact that it happened in New Orleans on Bourbon Street for New Year's Eve, that's huge. And it's just awful that we live in a world where this stuff sometimes happens, and it just like kind of puts a bummer on the beginning of 2025. So we'll see. I do really think that 2025 is going to be a wild one, dude. It's gonna be a wild one. We'll start off with the WTF theory. The internet noticed that January, the beginning of the new year of 2025, starts with WTF, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday was the first, Thursday was the second, Friday was the third. And yeah, it just starts off with WTF. So, we're in for an interesting year, I think, especially because it's going to be pretty entertaining off the bat, right? Yes, we started on some tragedy, which is unfortunate, but the entertaining parts of it, I think, will definitely be there. We have a lot that is going to go down in 2025. We've got Trump back in office. That's its own freaking thing. And he's already rolling back on all these promises. And people are like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have voted for him. Well, duh. But anyway, we got Trump back in office. We got fucking Elon Musk just doing Elon Musk things and making a fool out of his damn self. We've got Luigi Mangione. His trial is going to be ongoing. That's going to be a big thing in 2025. We've got Jay-Z, P. Diddy, Beyonce situation happening in 2025. Those trials are going to be going on. And so it's going to be an entertaining year. That's just the stuff that we know about. Things are constantly popping up in pop culture and social media, in entertainment. So, I think 2025, it's going to be a wild one. And it's already proving to be so because the lineup already is. Whew, we'll see. But as we roll into 2025, I wanted to talk about concert etiquette, okay? Because I'm excited for all the concerts in 2025. Our favorite singers out there, they are doing their thing. I'm really, really hoping Beyonce announces a tour. That is the rumor because she has a big announcement coming up in a couple weeks. And, we'll see what that is. That could be another album. That could be another tour. Fingers crossed because I'm ready to spend my money on her again. But yeah, I wanted to talk about concert concert etiquette because I went to several concerts last year. I'm very lucky to get some tickets from work and stuff like that. And I fully took advantage of it last year. And I went to a lot of concerts. But that also means that I went through a lot of concert experiences. And they weren't all great. So let's talk about concert etiquette because the upcoming 2025 concert season is gonna be here before you know it. And I need you to be ready so that I have a good time. So when I say that I get tickets sometimes to really cool shows from work, like yes, but it's not a pre-planned thing because it's never guaranteed. It's sometimes day of that I find out, okay, cool, I get to go to this concert. And some of these concerts are like very Nina. Like, of course, she's going to go to the Billie Eilish concert. Of course, she's going to go to the Blink-182 concert. But some of them are very like, what the fuck? Why are you going to a Billy Joel concert? Why are you going to a Doobie Brothers concert? But a lot of that, to be honest, has to do with my husband because he and I do not have the same music taste in any way, shape, or form at all. At all. He deals with it sometimes and I'll tell him like, I'm going to listen to Beyonce right now. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And it's just playing in the house for an hour and he deals with it and vice versa. He'll be playing some weird shit and I'm like, what the fuck is this? But all right, I love you. It's cool. Let's jam out in the kitchen. That's all right. So he sometimes will see the list of concerts that we have a chance to go to. And he says, I want to go to that one, if we can, if tickets are available. It's always kind of day of to see if we can. But a couple of them came up this year that he wanted to go to that I was totally down for. And one of them was Billy Joel. Billy Joel, I mean, he's pretty iconic, right? So yeah, we went to Billy Joel. He performed at Coors Field and what an adventure to even get there in the first place. Matt made us, did I talk about this on the podcast? I feel like I mentioned it and I was like, I'll tell the story later. So here's the story. My house is technically only a couple of miles from Coors Field, but interstates, roads, it's hard to get to, but there is a trail. There is a trail that we can go on to like ride bikes or something to get downtown. And so we've never fully done that trail, but we just know that it's there. And so Matt wanted to one day ride down this trail to go to a concert, skip out on the Uber fees, whatever. We'll go a couple hours early. It'll be fun. And let's ride scooters. And so he wanted to ride scooters from my house all the way to Coors Field. It's like 6 miles, something like that total, and on the scooter. And so I'm like, okay, fine, like PTSD from my scooter accident, but I'll buck up and we will do it. So first of all, we, get on the app, find scooters nearby. There's one like at the end of the street. I grab that one. And there's another one kind of down the corner. And so we go down the corner to find this scooter. And there is this like kind of a homeless compound type of situation. It's in this parking lot and they like let these people kind of take over the corner of the parking lot. And there's like a big truck there and then like a bunch of shit that they've just piled up. And apparently there was a scooter there for some reason. I don't know. They were hoarding the scooter. Maybe they just wanted to keep it, but it showed up on our app and that was the nearest one. And Matt don't give a fuck. So he's like, I'm gonna go get that scooter. So I waited a few steps back. So I was like, I'm not going over there. You go get it. I'll be right here. And so he goes to get the scooter and it's like taking a minute. And I'm like, but like I can't really see what's happening because there's a big truck in the way. And I was like, is everything okay? And then he finally comes over with the scooter. He's like, we gotta go. And I was like, what happened? He's like, we gotta go. And so we go away from that area. And as soon as we're away from that area, we stop. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, it's fine, but I almost got stabbed. I'm like, what do you mean? And so I guess these people who were living in the area and had their stuff there, they had this scooter as well, but the scooter was under a couple of sheets of glass, not glass. Hold on. I gotta Google it real quick. Okay, not a window necessarily, but fiberglass. I don't know. He had these sheets of fiberglass or something. I don't fucking know, but it was all this fiberglass, and then the scooter was underneath it for some reason because, I don't know, they were just piling stuff up over there. But no one was there when Matt first walked up, and he walked up, and he saw that the scooter was hidden under all these things, and so he started, like, moving shit and, like, grabbed the scooter, and all of a sudden, this dude, like, comes up hot behind him, and he's like, what are you doing to my stuff? And he was like, yo, dude, I'm just getting this scooter. I saw on my app there was a scooter here. I need a scooter. I'm just grabbing the scooter. Meanwhile, there's another woman with the man, and she's like, just leave him alone. Just leave it. Don't do it. Don't. And she's all scared. And then the dude was like, are you trying to steal my stuff? And Matt was like, no, dude, I just want this scooter. I'm not trying to steal nothing. I'm just trying to get this scooter because it's app said it's here, and I'm just trying to get this scooter and leave. And he was like, all right, fine, I'll let you go. Matt grabbed the scooter and went away, but he didn't give a fuck. Like, Matt's not, he doesn't give a damn. And that bothers me so much as his wife, right? We're supposed to be partners in this life. I don't know. But he's such a hothead sometimes. And he's so like stubborn that if you try to tell him what to do, hell no. Fuck you. I'm going to take this scooter because this scooter is here for my taking. I'm going to pay for it. Fuck you. You don't own this scooter. So, I don't know. There was supposedly like maybe a little bit of an altercation to get this fucking scooter, but whatever. Got the scooter. Okay, luckily didn't get stabbed. Let's go to Billy Joel. So we're going down this path, right? This trail. It's hot as fuck. Okay, this was like in July, August. I don't remember when, but it was hot outside and I'm already sweating. Luckily, when we're on the scooter, like the breeze, it feels a little bit good, but it's like this is uncomfortable already. So we're halfway there, right? We're almost there. And then all of a sudden, because when you're on a scooter, your legs are kind of crisscrossed and like thick thighs don't lie, but I got thicker thighs and there's no space in between my thighs on the scooter. And so I'm just riding along and then all of a sudden I'm like, ow, my thigh hurts. What the fuck? So I stop. I yell at Matt to stop because he's ahead of me. He doesn't hear me. He keeps going, of course, whatever. And then I stop and I look down and I'm like, a fucking bee or wasp or something flew in between my legs and my thighs, stung me, and now I have this giant bee sting on my thigh. I'm like, oh my God, I already didn't want to do this, like whatever. So it was just another thing to happen. And so I catch up to Matt, we keep going. And then when you get to Coors Field, there's the sidewalks kind of like some of them will go straight level across. Some of them go down and like it's kind of a crisscrossy and whatever. I knew that we needed to go on the downward sidewalk. Matt didn't know that. And he went ahead and went on the level sidewalk. So I'm like, shit, now we're there's so many people around that are going to Coors Field. Now we're split up. And I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. So I just stopped and stayed and waited for Matt to find me because he went the wrong way. So eventually he did find me. Okay, we finally get into Billy Joel. We're finally there. We have our seats. They're kind of up in the nosebleeds, but again, these are free tickets, so I'm not here to complain, but it was hot outside. It was super hot, and in Coors Field, there is a section where you're in the sun, and we were in the sun. It's already hot outside. We're in the sun. We're sweating our asses off. And I was there with a couple of coworkers. We were all sweating. It was so hot. But, you know, the sun is starting to go down. It's almost gone. And it'll be better once the concert finally starts. We just got to get through this whole sun situation here. Meanwhile, while we're waiting, okay, and these are like baseball seats. And we're in the upper section. So the seats are stacked, right? They're close to each other. And while we're waiting, there's this dude behind me. Older dude, bigger dude, snacking on some peanuts. Okay, we're at the ballpark. Take me out to the ballpark. Let's get some fucking peanuts. So he's got his peanuts. I'm sweating. I've got my hair. I think I put it up in like a bun because again, it's hot and everyone's sweating. So I have my hair up in a bun, but he's like behind me snacking away on these peanuts. And I like feel something on my back and I was like, ugh. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I like look over, I turn over and I look on my back. The fucking dude behind me with his peanuts, he was leaning forward, eating his fucking peanuts, throwing them on the ground. But he wasn't throwing them on the ground. He was throwing them on my fucking back. Okay, he threw his peanut shells on my back and now I have peanut shit all over me. And I was like, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Well, fucking look, dude. Oh my God. I was so mad. I was like, the concert hasn't even fucking started yet and I'm sweaty and now I can't even get these fucking peanut shells off of me. So now I'm covered in peanuts. Cool. Thank you so much. So if you're at, you know, upper level, Ball Arena, upper level, the seats are pretty close, stacked. At Coors Field, the seats are pretty close, stacked. Okay, just fucking look at your surroundings, please. Okay, just a little bit. Just look at your surroundings. Just know that you're not going to have a whole lot of room, okay? And just kind of pay attention a little bit, okay? Signed sincerely, the Peanut Back Girl. Okay, goodbye. And then, okay, that was concert experience number one. The next one. Doobie Brothers came through, all right? This was another Mateo concert. So Matt wanted to go see the Doobie Brothers. It was like a Monday? No, it might have been a Tuesday. It was like middle of the week. I think it was like a Tuesday night. We're going to call it a Tuesday, okay? Tuesday night, Doobie Brothers, Ballerina. We get there. We get in our seats. We're like, okay, we're excited. We're ready. It was not a sold out crowd, so there was a lot of seats kind of around, but that's all right. And this couple came through. They were seated next to us or like 2 seats down from us, but they were close to us, okay? And again, there weren't a lot of people there. There were some open seats. And then they were like tweaking out, dude. They were on some drugs. I don't know which drugs, but they were tweaking. Okay, so this guy, it was a guy and a girl. The guy, first of all, we're like, oh, look at him. He's having a good time because he's like standing up, arms in the air. He's dancing. He's singing along. He's having a good time. Doobie Brothers, fuck yeah. And I'm like, okay, good for him, but like weird, but all right. And then the girl that he was with was just kind of sitting down. She wasn't doing anything. And then after a few minutes, because I was sitting next to this girl, oh my gosh, I was like, Matt, I don't know what's going on. I was like, do you see this? He's like, no, what? I was like, pay attention to the girl next to me. And he's like, okay. So then a few minutes goes by, and this girl is literally rocking back and forth in her seat. She is rocking back and forth, and she's like shaking, and she's like scratching her arms and shit. I was like, this girl's tweaking the fuck out right now. Meanwhile, the dude next to her is having the time of his fucking life, just like dancing, having fun. And again, this is not a sold out crowd, so it was like they could move the fuck away from us, but they're not. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And so Matt was like, I'll come with you. So we leave, and when we come back, then we moved our seats a few seats down from them to get away from them because this girl is tweaking the fuck out. The dude next to her does not care. He's dancing, having a great time, and we're just like, bro, it is a Doobie Brothers concert on a Tuesday. What? Like, I'm all about having fun. Do you? If you feel like doing drugs on a Tuesday and going to a Doobie Brothers concert, all right, do you? But like, you don't got to be all up in someone's grill, right? And also take care of your people, right? So this girl's obviously not having a good time. The dude is having a great time. I don't know, when you're on drugs, I'm assuming it's like hard to figure stuff out and you're just in your own world. So maybe he didn't pay attention to the girl having issues or whatever, but I don't know, man. It was just weird, and it was a Tuesday at a Doobie Brothers concert. So I was like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, do you want to leave? So yeah. And then there was the Red Rocks incident. Oh, the Red Rocks incident. Okay. I have 2 that I want to talk to you about. One is my fault. Okay, this was so many years ago. I don't even remember, but I had family in town, and we went to a Red Rocks show, and my nephew bought one of those like smoothie. It was like a big smoothie thing because it was hot outside. Ice smoothie sounds good. So he bought this big smoothie thing, and we sit down at Red Rocks, and you put your drink under or whatever, but I kicked his drink, and it definitely spilled all the way forward, and it was like going on to some people. They moved out of the way. It didn't get on them, but it ruined their seat. They couldn't sit there anymore. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So that was my bad. Again, just watch your surroundings. And at Red Rocks, it's hard. It's a product out. They sell these drink holders that you attach to the bench, to the seat. That way you don't have to put your drink on the floor and kick it, because this happens all the time. So I feel a little less bad about that, but try not to kick people's drinks when you're at Red Rocks. It's very much a thing that happens. The second Red Rocks incident, we're keeping this anonymous, but I went to Red Rocks with some friends, right? And they couldn't handle it. They could not hang. So we pre-partied at my house, right? Like, come over for a few drinks beforehand. I'll have snacks or whatever, and then we'll all go to the concert together because parking's always horrible or whatever. Actually, we Ubered because we're trying to get lit. So we Ubered there. So from my house to Red Rocks, it's 15 minutes away, #blessed. And we Ubered there. Not bad at all. We all got there. But the pregame, my friends had brought over these like little shooters, but not just any shooters. They got the like 88-cent shooters of like terrible liquor. I don't know what they were thinking. I think they were just trying to be budget friendly, but like, baby, we are in our 30s. Y'all are pushing 40. You do not buy the 88-cent liquor. We don't do that anymore. So they learned that night because they came over. We were drinking that liquor, drinking other things too on the side. I was like, I'll take one shot of those, but that's it. And, brought some seltzers with us to kind of pregame at Red Rocks and stuff. Then we went in, we sat down, and then that liquor, it hit them. It hit them, and it hit them hard because I think there was 5 of us there, but 2 got sick. 2 got sick, like really sick, like throwing up, like splatter throwing up. And this was a full concert. Splatter throwing up. Luckily, we had brought a blanket. So I literally grabbed this blanket and they were just throwing up into the blanket. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, we need to get out of here. But again, it was packed. There was a lot of people there. And I was like, oh shit. And then the people in front of us start to look and they're like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, we gotta go. We gotta go. We're gonna go. And meanwhile, that was one person puking into the blanket, right? The second person was like, I don't feel good, and like kind of sleeping a little bit. And then all of a sudden they start to puke. And I was like, no, we got 2 pukers over here. No. So I'm like, we gotta go. Let's go. We gotta go. The concert barely fucking started, by the way. Okay. Barely started. I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta go. Everyone agrees. We're gonna go. We gotta go. So we get out of there. We grab our puke ass blanket. We leave. We get everyone up. But the one that was a little sleepy, she was zonked, dude. I don't know what happened. There was nothing extra that I don't know. It was not good. But she couldn't even walk. So we try to pick her up a little bit and then get her out of the stairs, which was hard to do. And then we're out of the stairs, right? But we're still halfway up all those, on the side railing of Red Rocks. And we're like, man, what do we do? Because the Uber area is so far away from here. This girl can barely walk. We had one dude, he's big and can carry her. I was like, you're going to have to carry her. He's like, I don't think you want me to do that. I was like, why? What do you mean? He's like, as soon as I carry her and pick her up off the ground, we are going to be all eyes on us. Paramedics might come talk to us and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, she's fine. We just need to get her home and get her out of here. But I don't think picking her up is a good idea. And I was like, she can't fucking move, dude. I was like, what do we do? And so we just try to wake her up. We get her some water and we're just waiting a little bit and finally get her to walk. And we're helping her for sure, arm around each other, whatever. We're helping her walk, but we walked out and it was so far away. Then she needed a break. As we're still making our way to the Uber area, we catch the attention of some Red Rocks workers in a golf cart. They're like, are you guys okay? They're like, we're trying to leave. We're just trying to go home. They had too much. So sorry. We're trying to get to the Uber area. And they're like, hold on, we can get a taxi here and pick you up here. And we were like, what? Okay. And yet we also have puking issues. So a lot of taxis won't even take you. So we weren't sure how this was going to go. We just tried to hide the puking part of it. And we're like, she's just sleepy. We need to take her home. And so we got a taxi. Jesus. We got a taxi. Came up and met us, and then the other person starts puking again, and we're like, oh no, we're not gonna get in this taxi, what do we do? And so they start puking again, and he's like, ooh, and we're like, I'm so sorry. He gave us a bag, a trash bag. I'm like, oh, thank God. So we got pukey with the trash bag, we got this girl knocked out. The rest of us were like, wow, these fuckers can't hang, this is crazy. So I don't know. It's different in the Mile High for sure with alcohol content and stuff like that. You get drunker quicker. Also, if you're in your 30s and 40s, give up the 88-cent shooters. We don't do that anymore, okay? So we're learning. We are learning these things, okay? And also, I learned that the Red Rock staff is phenomenal. They were so great in helping us, and they didn't make us feel like total assholes. You know what I mean? They just wanted to be there. They just want to make sure everyone was safe. They checked everyone out, making sure it wasn't a weird situation or anything like that. No one's taking advantage of each other or anything weird like that. But they were really, really great. So shout out to everyone who works at Red Rocks, because I'm sure they see this kind of stuff all the time, man. I know that, my friends, they weren't the first ones. They were not the first ones to do this. But yeah, so shout out to the Red Rock staff, because they handled it like pros and they really helped us out, and we were able to get home and it was totally fine. They just had too much and they did those 88-cent shooters. So learn from us. Don't do that. That wraps up some concert etiquette. Outside of that, I don't really know. I guess Red Rock's warnings ahead of time is just you never know when it's going to rain, you never know when it's going to snow, etc., etc. So bringing an extra rain thing, what are those called? Poncho, a rain poncho. Bringing extra rain ponchos is always a good idea. Whether you're going to use it or not, it's small, compact, you can put it in your bag, whatever. I always suggest bringing it because one time I didn't bring it and needed it and it sucked. And then another time I did bring it and ended up needing it and it was awesome. So just bring it when you're at Red Rocks. Bring the poncho no matter what. And another one, just, I don't know, in general for Colorado, it's dehydrating out here, okay? Drink your freaking water. If you're out having fun, you're trying to party, you're trying to drink, whatever, that's cool. That's totally fine. Every once in a while, drink a water. Trust me. Just every once in a while, drink a water. It's not going to ruin your buzz. You're still going to have a good time. You can still drink afterwards. Every once in a while, just drink a water. That's all I got to say. So I'm ready for the 2025 concert season. I'm ready. I've learned lessons. I'm trying to spread that knowledge. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully I have the opportunity to go to a bunch of concerts again. I really look forward to that. That's really a cool perk of my job for sure. And I take full advantage. So hopefully I get to still do that. That does it for me. Thank you for listening to the first episode of season 4 of the Nina Blanco podcast. I love you so much. Bye.